everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Angela and lovely to be here again to support Rach and Bella with her 100 days junk journaling collab. I hope that you've been enjoying it. This is week 9, I can hardly believe it, and I'm back to bring you another little project. So yeah, thank you so much, Rachel, for having me and for doing this for everyone. It's been so interesting watching everybody. Now, if you haven't seen what's been going on, then, well, where have you been? But of course, you can pop over to rachandbella.com for Rachel's website. You can see all the details for the collaboration there, along with her beautiful kits and the breakdown of who's taking part when and the links for all the YouTube channels. So there you go. Right, enough of that. I'm going to move on. Here's the hashtag 100 days junk JJI. All right, I have been posting whenever I could everybody's videos in my Facebook group, so you will find them there if you are not sure as well. Right, so what am I doing today? The prompt for this week is upcycled junk journaling. That's the prompt for this week. So a little upcycling is going to be had. So yes, I'm using Rachel's Echoes of Nature beautiful kit. I love this kit. And we are going to upcycle a paper bag today. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, she's got background pages, add-on kit, ephemera pages, and journal pages. So go and check that out on her website. Right, so as I said, it's a paper bag day for me. So I've got like a lunch bag. I think you call that in the States as well. So I'm going to reuse this. This is something I think I had from the pharmacy or something, but I thought, right, this is it. I'm going to use this. So there we go. But guys, you can use whatever bag or lunch sack you have. The principle is the same. I'm not really going to give you too many measurements or anything because it can work with any size. All right, so that's my sort of suggestion for this. It's not going into any of my journal projects that I'm currently working on, but this would work wonderfully on a journal page. All right, so here we go. We've got my lunch bag. It is a gusseted lunch bag. All right, so you have got that there. I'm going to give you some quick measurements just as an indication. This is 5 inches wide and it is 10 inches long. So that's really what I have here. And all I want to do starting off is I've got the flat bit over here, which I've folded down. Okay. And I've taken the bottom where the opening is over here, and I'm going to fold it up so that you can see it is, what is that? It's about 3/4 of an inch over this flap here. All right, so that when we close it, we can tuck it underneath and it'll stay there. All right, so I'm going between 1/2 and 3/4 of an inch over there. All right, so that's all I've done. And use your bone folder and just give that a nice burnish. So there we go. That's the base of the project already. Right, so that's going to tuck up over there. That's going to give us a little pocket over there. And we're going to do some things to this as well, so you'll see what we have. Right, so let's make a start of this. So the first thing I wanted to do is I'm going to start with the top here. I've already pushed some things off on the side here on the floor. Right, so this is from one of Rachel's journal pages. I've cut a piece to save us time that's going to fit on the top here. Right, so I've cut that there, and I just want to cover this now so it doesn't look like a paper bag, because that's the joy of using things that are being upcycled. And you know that I love an envelope project, but I also like altering paper bags. So that's another favorite of mine. And here we have it. So yeah, we're going to get that stuck down onto the flap. Don't go over the edge of this. All right, so just make sure that you don't do that, but I'm going to just get that stuck down there like that. All right, so the next bit is I've got a little bit of lace here, and I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac quickly, and I think I'm just going to get it across the bottom there. So there we go. Can't go wrong with Fabri-Tac for anything to do with lace or you know, fabric or anything like that. I mean, little flowers, I use it a lot, especially when I'm making my journals, you know, the covers and stuff. So I find it really great for that. Right, so we've got our Fabri-Tac there, and we can just put that over. There we go. I like this colour, like a nice sage colour. Went perfectly with this. Right, so we just want to neaten that up a bit. Of course, you don't have to. All right, and then what I've got is one of these little bits from the kit. So yeah, I'm just going to, I thought I'd done this with everything, but I noticed I haven't with that. So with this, I want to just stick it over the side there like that. Yeah, I suppose I could have moved this up a little bit, but that's okay. Right, so let's go back to the Fabri-Tac. You guys have all enjoyed watching and following along with this huge collaboration, which is in its 9th week, as I said. It's always great to see what everybody comes up with for the prompts. I quite enjoy that. Right, so I'm going to sort of centralize that like that. Okay. And then I've got one of these butterflies, which I'm going to put on over here. This is also from one of Rachel's. She's got a whole page of butterflies, which was perfect. I love a butterfly. So we'll just get that stuck on. There we go. And that's looking great already. Just move that down there. Okay. Right, let's make a start on the front bit here, I think. Okay, so again, I've taken another piece. This is from one of the collage pages that she did. So we'll just get that stuck down. Okay, so let's lift that bit out. And we'll get it like that. These all look so beautiful together. Really love it. And then I cut, this was a border down one of the sides of the pages, and I thought I'd use that as a little strip. So we'll add that on here as well. This kit's got such a lot of wonderful elements. You just cannot go wrong. Right, so we'll get that over there like that. And then she also had a page of well, I think there's more than one page of flowers, fussy cut flowers. So I've printed these 2 to a page, so half the size, and I'm going to just put these on here. Love a fussy cut flower. Right, so we've got those 2 down. Now, another gorgeous pages that I really enjoyed were these little label pages. So there were 2 different types. So we have got to reuse them. This is such a lovely kit. Okay. One of those just over here. And then the darker one we will get. I'm going to lap it over, so like that. There we go. Right, and then there was just this small butterfly. I think it was part of that strip there. I thought, yeah, let's add him in as well. Gotta love a butterfly. Very spiritual animals. And there's nothing wrong with that. Right, so there we go. That side's done already. Beautiful. I love that. And the top is done. We have not got far to go. Right. So what I thought was, over here, I cut this piece out, which is one of the background pages. There we go. Okay, so that's nice and covered. And then what I thought was, one of those pockets from the lots of nice pockets, shapes and things. I've just cut out one. This is really easy with everything really done for you. It's just a bit of sizing for your page. Now with this one, you need to get it pretty close down to the bottom here, so that I can have space for the items I want to put in there. So that's that. And I'm putting it down like that because although you turn it up, when you lift it down, it's I had a long debate with myself about that. This is one of the bits from the ephemera page. Love these sort of things. Right, so I'm going to get that stuck down like this. Right, so I wanted to go a little bit off the page here, because who says you got to stick to the lines? Not in my life. I remember once a teacher telling me, calling me in because my daughter Paige had coloured in a horse, and it wasn't the colours that a horse would ever be. She'd used every colour in the crayon box and made stripes on the horse in every single colour that was possible. And the teacher wasn't very happy about that. And I said to her, well, and also the lady's hair that she had to, this is her first year of school, was purple and green, and those aren't colours that are acceptable for hair. And I'm like, seriously, is that like a big thing? Stop squashing her, you know, creativity. Who knows what colour horses and hair would be? And I mean, I know people with green and purple hair, don't you? Right, so we've got that. We've got to cover this now. So what I've done here is, Rach had a couple of tear pages. Well, they weren't. They were flip-up pages, she called them. And I have cut them out here. I tore them out. Now, they are irregular shaped. I have torn mine out, and then I have trimmed them slightly just to fit my little bit here. So I've cut all 4 of these out, and I'm going to layer them in a minute to go into mine. I also printed a different paper on the back from her kit. All right, so what I want to do is, this is the edge page, and I, again, beautiful. I want to just get that stuck down first of all. Right, so we've got that there. You want to tuck that up and just bring it down to where your fold is, but don't get it in the fold per se. Yeah. These bags aren't as squared off as you think. All right, so there we go. That's that bit there. And then I wanted to make sure that these will fit in here. So they're not quite the right width, but I'm just checking. I'm going to stick them down one by one. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue at the top here so that you can still turn them up. I'm going to start on that side and do one there. Then we'll go with this one. I cut that one a bit skewed, didn't I? Just straighten that off. So we just want a little bead of glue at the top there. And we'll get that one like that. And then another one over here. And we'll get that one sort of like that. And then the last one, that's a pretty one. I like that one. Like that. And we'll get this one sort of like that. All right, so now you've got your little flip up bits here that you can write on the back of. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on that flap there, and not all the way down, Angela. Just had a realization. Further back. I just want to wipe off the front. Yeah. So when you do it, just do it sort of halfway. There we go. And the reason I say that is, remember, this is going to tuck under there. All right, so it's just the back bit there. We'll just put on our little clips at the back there for a minute. There we go. So that looks nice, and you can write on the back there, so that's cool. And then all I want to do is cover on the back. Now you don't have to, if you wanted to stick this into your journal, you don't need to cover the back, but you can also make this as a floating item in your journal as well. So to do that, I have just cut out this piece here. All right, so I want to just get some glue on there and get that down. So here, just the paper bags aren't as squared off as you think they are. I realize that. Hopefully it's not over the top there. No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, so that's that there. And then again, just another one of these little pockets, which are really useful. Love a pocket. So we just get that stuck down. Okay, we'll get that just over here. There we go. Then I just cut this strip off a piece of paper that was from here, this paper. And I'm going to just stick that across there. So I'm just measuring it quickly. So I do like this. So it's just a case of getting that all together there. Let's get that just across there like that. There we go. And then love these. And we are going to get that just over there like that. All right. Right. So hopefully I've got it all the right way. Right. So this one here is meant to go over here. I thought that I had one more than I could see. So let's just put it there. Okay. Right, so there's the inside with our little flappy bits. Here's a little envelope, and I've got some bits and pieces that I've put together. So because I didn't have much space there, I didn't put any ribbons on these two. So I have just left them like that, so they're nice and flat for the inside. Then you've got your flappy bits, that's the front. You want to turn that up. Before we close it, we want to just open this bit up here. This is our little pocket. That's better. Just got a little bit here that's sticking over, so I just want to get that down. That's better. Right, in here I'm going to put a couple of these tags, so little tags and bits of ephemera, and use some of my ribbon. I love the ribbons. So that's going to go into this pocket over here like that. Let's just change the ribbon one that way and one that way so that we don't make it uneven. Right, and then that's going to tuck underneath here, she says. It is. It's just that I need to bend it a bit. So let's just bend this bit. I think that'll be easier. Bend that a bit. Tuck that underneath there like that. I must move that ribbon, that tag down a bit. There we go. So there we go. And then on the back here, I've got these three little bits as well, and let's just put those in there like that. All right, so yeah, I think I need to just open this a little bit more. Maybe I glued it a little bit. That's better. There we go. So there we have it. It's not too bad. I have got my three little tags in there with ribbons on, so if you don't put ribbons on, it'll be even flatter. But there we go. Little pouch, altered bag. You would never say that was even a bag, would you? And yeah, I love the colors with that. And now you can just either clip that into your journal or have it as a standalone little happy mail, and I think it looks so cute. Yeah, right, so we can just open that up now. We've got our little flip bits there and all that loveliness in there. just layer these a little bit, separate them, separate sides. I think that's easier. Yeah, and then you just bend that back and it tucks in there nicely. Look at that. Right, everyone, I hope that you're inspired to give this a go. It was really simple and really pretty. Would make a lovely gift, but as I say, perfect to go inside your journal as well. Go and grab those lunch bags. I know you've got them, and if you don't, it's easy just to make a cylinder, flatten it and make one yourself. 10 inches by 5 inches is what I had. So what's that? 25 by 12.5 centimeters. All right, everyone, have a wonderful week. I will see you guys on Tuesday. I have a new kit coming out on Tuesday, so stay tuned for Tuesday or Wednesday if you're in the UK, and I will see you then. Thank you so much. Bye bye.